Hi friends, your pal Scott Garibay, and today we are going to talk about Professor Dungeon Master's absolutely fantastic list of the top 20 most popular tabletop role-playing games in 2025 based on the live events they were able to run at Gen Con, or that were scheduled. I don't think there was any validation of whether they were run or not, but generally, these are all fairly. There was some talk about, were they can't, were some of the games canceled, were they not filled, blah blah blah. Like you're gonna have 5 to 10%, cancel on most of these anyway. Maybe one goes up to 20, 25 or 33%. But the reality is there's a ton of games. Like there's 1,000, that's not a joke. There really are 1,000 tabletop role-playing games that have been created since February 7th, 1974, that fateful day when Gary Gygax put Dungeons and Dragons into the world. And these are the top 20. Like these were the ones that actually can put butts in seats, right? And that's real. So let's talk about number 13. Fascinating game, Shadowdark, okay, by Kelsey Dion, made by Arcane Library. This thing, there's never been anything like this. So first of all, Professor Dungeon Master, when he talked about it, he said a shocking statement, and he's 100% right. So Shadowdark got to number 13 on this list because it had 73 events. That is extremely impressive. Okay, 73 event, hundreds of players, right? That's very impressive, right? Here's what Professor Dungeon Master said to put this in perspective. Shadowdark is more popular than all other OSR games combined. That's how. So the number one OSR game in the world was not written by a grognard. It was written by a young female, right? And the success it enjoys today literally defeats every single old complainer who's ever written an OSR game. They're all defeated by it. And they're defeated exactly how D&D defeats its competitors, right? It defeated them by like not competing with any of them, but by competing with all of them at the same time. And I think if you look at the list, Shadowdark is literally the only OSR game on the list. And what blows me away is, what really blows me away about Shadowdark is when you talk about the OSR, oh my gosh, on YouTube and on social medias, there's so much talk about the OSR and what's going on with the OSR. The OSR is virtually dead. It is a discussion point and nothing else. This, and this game is there. It's number 13, right? But not one in 20 slots, not one other OSR game actually made it to the tables, right? Made it to the floor. The tables never made it to the floor. So what I think is really fascinating is that OSR is a discussion point more than it's an actual reality. There's a few old dudes, and I know them, and you know them. Oh, let me get these D&D 2 ebooks, and I'm going to get 6 copies, and I'll sit everybody around the table, and we'll all play these dusty tomes together, right? And they're like, it's alive and active. No, it's not. It sucks, and it's almost dead, right? And it took this young female to raise the banner and actually get everybody to the point where they were at, a point where they could actually, where OSR is still present, right? It's not dead, it's almost dead. It is almost dead. And what's kind of ironic is that's literally like the people who play it, right? Like, I think OSR is almost dead because the people who play OSR are literally dying. This is where we are arriving. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider subscribing and have a fetch millennium.